This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young on ESPN Radio 94.1.
And again, we welcome everybody back. I am the coach, Ed Young, coach of the Nansemond River High School basketball team. Been doing that for a while. I think this is year 20 for me over at the River, and I think somebody asked me yesterday about coaching, and I think it's year number 40 or something like that. Coaching a long time. I started thinking, man, I truly am older than dirt.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you are. I think we both are, because when I met you years ago, you were coaching at Norview.
Yeah, and Nansemond River is my fifth high school. I've been at Old Suffolk High, which is now a museum, which maybe that's what I am, a museum. Went over to Norview, did after Norview, went back to Pennsylvania at a big high school, Altoona High School. And by the way, Dino, we should have somebody be calling in. Our next guest is going to be calling in coming up there. I gave him the number, 757-687-9494. Hopefully he'll call in. We take care of this. I went back to Pennsylvania for a few years at Altoona High School, got a chance to go into college coaching at Mount Aloysius, 2 years assistant, 2 years as a head coach. Went further north to crazy state of Connecticut. I say crazy because in the winter they get snow, a lot of it. Was an assistant at Quinnipiac University, Division I Northeast Conference. A couple years, couldn't make no money there, came back and did some coaching at Green Run High School for 2 years. Head coach at Green Run High School, and then been over at Nansemond River since. So I've been around, been high school, college level, even did some pro coaching, was head coach of the New York City team in the National Rookie League, a professional league for younger guys under 25. The league only was around for a few years, and I was a head coach there for a couple of years for that program. So, yeah, I guess me and dirt have something in common. All right, we are efforting right now our next guest to come on, and I think he is there online. Dino, we got him online? Okay. We're going to bring in the head basketball coach, sticking in here for a pinch. I asked him to be a pinch hitter, which he's not normally. He's usually in the starting lineup, but I asked him to pinch hit. We had somebody bail out on us, and I won't mention the name because it is a good person, a friend of the show, and we're going to have this person on later. Also, by the way, speaking of good friends of the show, quick note, Arthur Moats, former JMU football player and 9-year veteran in the NFL, just got named to the JMU Hall of Fame here recently. So congratulations to Arthur, and he's been a guest and one of our favorite guests coming on. And speaking of one of our favorites, guy that I tremendously respect, have coached against him, and I don't cherish coaching against him because you really got to work your butt off, and that is Jeremy Jordan. Okay, Jeremy, you out there?
Hey, Coach. Good morning, guys.
Hey, man, Jeremy, really appreciate you coming in, pinching in, hitting here for, of course, we don't like having you as a pinch hitter because you're one of our main guys out there. And, of course, head coach, longtime head coach, very successful at Grafton High School. I thought of you as I was waiting here to see who we come back on. And I just want to get some of your thoughts as I know you're very much a passionate guy in your sport. You're very good with your kids. And when I watch a basketball game, other than scouting people on the floor, I always like to watch the coaching interaction with the kids. And yours is one of my favorite. I mean, I can feel it. How have you handled the COVID situation right up until now?
I tell you, Coach, it's been really tough at Grafton High School for us and for me and for our guys. And, just like many high school coaches, we're just so limited and so restricted as to what we can and can't do. And just in respect for the virus and, our program and respect for the school board, we've just been on such a strict schedule, where we have not had very much interaction. I've spent majority of my time just calling in and checking on my guys and, occasionally taking, one out to dinner on occasion and just rotating that around. But it's been tough. If you look at, what we went through last year with the electrical fire in the building, which forced us to, finish the last 6 games of the season, which were 5 of the 6 were supposed to be home. We ended up having to go on the road for all of those and go to neutral sites. For us, it's been since February since I've had our guys, in the Grafton facility, which has been a really tough situation. And, the kids have found other ways to stay active. I've heard they've been on the outdoor courts. I've heard they've been at the YMCA, and that's even been limited, because of the pandemic. But it's been a tough situation. The one thing that I spoke to somebody this past week is that we're all kind of on the level playing field right now. And, in years past, we would have played, summer league and fall league and, had a chance to go to numerous team camps and get the guys together and start building some rapport, especially some of the young guys that are, new to our program and, want to make a name for themselves. And, I feel for some of our seniors, especially, some guys like Landon Studd and, O.J. Jackson, some of our guys that have a chance to really play, basketball at the college level. And, the inability for them to kind of be seen a whole lot, this summer and the fall, it hurts all kids, your Division I kids and your kids that are, have been heavily recruited, for the last couple years. Those kids for the most part will be fine. It's those D2, D3, guys, you're under the radar guys that, it's just a tough situation for them. And, but like I said, we're just going to have to, hope and pray that we get, the 14-game regular season in come December and, just make the most of it and just relish those opportunities and cherish the opportunities, once we get back on the court.
We're talking with Grafton head basketball coach, longtime head basketball coach, very successful Jeremy Jordan here on Saturday, 757 Saturday Sports Talk with the co-host here, Ed Young. Jeremy, I want to piggyback on a couple of things you had mentioned. It's been a long time since we can do much with the kids because of the restrictions put in place. And it's tough because as coaches, we're creatures of habits, and we have a normal time schedule, as you alluded to. Off season, you meet with your kids right after the season, expectations, review, preview, so to speak. You get ready possibly for spring workouts, definitely ready for summer league camps, definitely the camps coming up. You got to handle recruiting situations on those kids that have opportunities. You got to get to know the young guys that are moving up, try to get them in line. It's just so much the timetable on. And COVID has completely destroyed a lot of that situation. And you mentioned, for the sake of the kids, we all want them back in there, but at the same time, this is a virus out there that has killed people. So we don't want to be around that. And you have to do in accordance. Now, the restrictions placed on in my program here in the Suffolk area, we were allowed to start a couple weeks back. It's 1 day a week, about 2.5 hours, and it's 10-foot distancing. It is no contact of any kind in any of the drills. So frustrating that I find myself stepping back and telling my assistants, give them something to do next. I'm just getting frustrated, but I have to collect myself and get back in there. Of course, the joke I use is social distance on defense, as you well know because you played us. We have no problem staying 10 feet away from people because we've done that anyways. So that was nothing new to us. But, it is a tough situation to do. And as you mentioned that, now I hear with you saying electrical fire. Now, let me ask you this. Are you guys going to be okay to get back in your gym anytime soon? What's the situation there?
So obviously we're just, we're taking it week by week. The York County School Board has, certainly done a great job of, keeping us, kind of engaged as to what's transpiring. And, we have to be very respectful, as well. While selfishly I want to get back on the court, the health and safety of our kids and our staff, is paramount. Anything but that sentiment, I think, is just selfish. So you kind of have to put that aside, like you had mentioned, there's been a lot of deaths that's been a result of this pandemic. And, and I'm actually on the school board, ironically, for the city of Bocosin as well. So, I've been able to get updates, direct from our superintendent in Bocosin and, get more results from the CDC and, Department of Health. And, it's just a tough situation, Coach. And, York County has allowed us to have, 2 scheduled workouts, but they're not really sports-specific workouts. They're more just, hey, come out and work out from 5 to 6, maintain social distancing, in outdoor type of environments. So we haven't had the luxury of even having access to the gym, as of yet. And I think that day is coming. At least I hope so. At least. But again, we're just putting it in the hands of our school board to make the right decision, on behalf of the staff and the players and teachers and everybody else involved.
Now, you're right in terms of situations that we're very limited what we can do. We are progressing towards a December 7th start for practice and December 21st for games coming up. So we will get a season in based on what the governor has said in VHSL. So it does look like things are going to happen. My producer is telling me that it's about time to get out. Jeremy, first of all, I appreciate you coming on short-term notice. There's so much more I want to ask you, but I'm going to save that for a time when we don't have to rush. Definitely want to hear more about your players, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we will be playing, and I'll be seeing you sometime somewhere soon.
That'll be great, Coach. Good catching up with you guys. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon.
All right, that's Jeremy Jordan, head boys basketball coach, Grafton High School. I'm Ed Young, co-host here on this Saturday Sports Talk, 757 Saturday Sports Talk. My main man, Matt Hatfield, is out, busy. The guy that keeps us all taking care of business, Dino Franz, is telling me it's time. Music's in my ear. We got to go. So for David Kane, for UVA Voice, Matt Hatfield, Larry Bowman, head coach Catholic High School, Jeremy Jordan, myself, we'll hopefully, good Lord willing, come back next Saturday and do it again right here on ESPN Radio 94.1.